you ready to learn?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna set up the projector here at the right side. So the first thing you need is one of these projector bags, which is in the projector case that we're using. So you wanna go ahead and open that up. Each one of these, they open, and then they have a line to it. So keep going up higher, a little more, it's up to 12. Cool, and you want to go right at the line, so go down a hair. Perfect. And snap it closed, and this one is 6, so 12 and 6. We don't want to push on the legs because they might go back in. And we're going to put it right in the corner. Alright, then we're ready for our projector. This is also in the box that looks like this, that says projectors on it. And the one on the right side of the stage, when you're facing the stage, is the right one, and it says right there. So go and pick it up, and just remember that these are kind of expensive. And we want to make both of the legs be halfway on. So I'm gonna scoot it over this way just a little bit. And then in the bag that had our table and the stand has all the cables. So you get all those cables out and use them all. Alright, so now that we have all the cables out, we're gonna plug in the power cord to the projector, which looks like this. Here, show the camera. Power cord projector, and then this HDMI. So let's go and bring those back. Power cord goes right here, and it says AC. And then the HDMI on both projectors, it'll always just go into HDMI 1. We try to keep everything plugged in as much as possible so these stay plugged into this SDI box. All right, and then we're gonna take this power cord that has 3 inputs. We're just gonna use these 2. You always want this one that has the longer base to plug in at the bottom, just in case we ever need to plug something in on the back. This says projector on it, and it's going into our SDI box. And this is coming from the laptop all the way in the back. So it's coming from the laptop and going in. So it goes to SDI in, and then this cable is the out. And it's going out, so it's SDI loop out. And this red cable is going all the way to the other projector over there and going in. Right, so you find the remote for the projectors in the projector bin, and you're gonna turn it on. And you'll know it's on by a flashing green light. As soon as the projector's on, you wanna see how it's showing on the screen and then adjust the actual position of the projector. So as you can see right now, it's kind of facing more to the right when we're looking at it, so we want to turn it a little more so that as much of the projector goes on there. And so you're just adjusting it here, maybe adjusting the legs. These can go higher and lower. Cool. Big long cable. It's coming from the front, the rack, and it comes all the way around here. And the ones used for media, video, is this here, which is going to, it says confidence on it. It's going into this confidence SDI. This red one, it says projector on it, and it also says splitter. So it goes into the splitter, and it goes into this far right one, which says out All right, once we have our media laptop all plugged in and charging, and we've got our audio cable here, we're gonna open up ProPresenter. As soon as you open ProPresenter, you will always get this welcome greeting, and we are just going to close out of it. Once it's open, you wanna just go, I like going to welcome, and then just go into this slide, so that as people are setting up the projectors, and making sure all the edges are good, but they have a good bright slide to go off of. So you can see that Jason is currently doing that right now. Doing a great job, Jason.
From here, once you have a light colored screen, you will want to hit menu and make sure it's on perfect fit, execute, and hit enter. From there, you want to go to what corner you want to fix and hit enter. And there you can go ahead and move the screen. You want to make sure that corner is perfectly up and aligned, because you don't even want it to go over. So it may look like a good fit, but you want to make sure it's a perfect fit.
So as you're set up, you want to be looking at your service script. And this is, we have a new one for every single Sunday. If you don't have one here, you can always ask Pastor Andrew, but most likely they're in the laptop suitcase. And so all of the things that are here should line up and match with all of the things right here. One of your jobs in the morning is just to make sure that everything's in there. Make sure that the slide that it says it is what it is. And so you can just go through. For this first one, which is loop slides, this is for pre-service. And right here where it says media, this is specific to what you're doing, and this is sound. So the loop slides are rotating, and so each one of these has a timer on it, so it will automatically rotate through. Second one is countdown, and this has audio to it, so you want to always make sure that your volume is up all the way and that the laptop volume is up all the way. But know that before service, the pre-service, the Spotify playlist is playing, and so you are playing the Spotify playlist, which is right here. You open Spotify, and you've got two playlists right here. For song lyrics, you have to click this green first slide before you click anything else. If you don't, the lyrics will go on top of whatever slide you had before. So if you were in the loop slides, and then you went to one of these, it would just go on top of it. We don't want that. So you click the green screen first, and the first and last slide of every song has the credits. And so the key for lyrics for worship is as soon as they sing the very last word, as soon as they start to sing it, you're going to the next. So remember that as the lyric leader, you are leading worship with what you're doing. And so, and really the point in that is, if people don't know the next words, then they might just end up giving up singing. And so you want to be ahead of everybody, not following. And so there is good news. And then if this is a little too small, you can always go down here and make it bigger. You can make it as big as you want, and then sometimes you might need to go back and click that again to find where you are. And then you can always just make it smaller again if you want. And I can click that again to make sure I'm in the right spot. Jesus is Savior for our sins, all who believe and call on Him. So you can click, or you can just use these arrows. But what's great is all of this is loaded before Sunday. So all you're doing is coming in and hitting the arrows and going to the next thing. But you always just want to be ready, especially during practice, if anything is different or changes than what's on here. You want to be able to adjust that. And so the way to edit the arrangement of any song is right here. I like to call this the family tree icon. And this is the actual arrangement. So the gray on the top is just the basis of, it has at least an intro, verse 2. Nothing is repeated here. And then in here, we put exactly what we're doing. So like we do another chorus again. We do 2 things of O's. We do this again, we do this again. And so Andrew puts that out for how we're doing the song. If at any point during the song he says, hey, we're gonna add another chorus at the very end, a soft chorus to make it all tie together. So you would go up here and just drag that chorus and drag it there to the end. Or if he says, hey, we were gonna do a chorus at the end, but we decided not to. You just go here and exit out. To make that go away, you click this, and it come up again, you click it. And if you only see this gray and you don't see anything down here, perhaps the arrangement hasn't been chosen. Sometimes when you start and restart ProPresenter, it might not be. So most of the time we call them Coah. Sometimes it might be the Passion version, or the short version. So if it was just the master, which is just the basis, that's what it would look like. Say selection arrangement. So if you're ever doing lyrics during practice and you realize, they're doing a lot of things differently, go ahead and go to arrangement and make sure the Coah arrangement is chosen, or just ask Andrew if there's a certain arrangement he wants. Right here, when you get to offering and announcements, and then there's a bumper video, we've been adding the bumper video into the same mix as announcements. So you can see that on here when you have announcements. Click. These are all the slides that Pastor Hadley or whoever's doing those announcements will go through. And you'll just follow along as he's saying, and the next thing, and the next thing, and then you'll play this video. So something you want to check every time when you're testing a video, you always want to make sure Spotify is muted. Let's start that over.
My name is Andrew, and I'm in a small group with my wife, Jen.
Every time before starting a video, you want to coordinate with the person who is on sound to make sure the sound is up before you start the video.
It just has a way of...
When we get to the sermon notes, it'll all be much smaller there at the bottom, and so for sermon notes you probably always want to make it bigger. And then you gotta click on this again.